313. That
But the poop, then when you eat this processed food, what are you getting from it? Because you eat the whole food, to process the food, to get the vital nutrients from it. So if you already got a manufacturer company processing the food for you, then what are you getting from the food when you eat these processed foods? So your digestive system or your food processor, or what we call the body, is already eating processed foods. Then how is it feeding your body and rebuilding your molecular structure? It's not at all. It is robbing you, literally robbing you, because they have to isolate this chemistry. And if you look and you study anything about holistic biochemistry, we notice that when you isolate chemistry, there have to be a compensation from it. For instance, if I isolate calcium up out of the food and I take that calcium, the body is going to be stripped of magnesium. The magnesium can bring a balance or compensation to the calcium. Same thing with iron phosphate. If I just get iron phosphate and I isolate iron phosphate from the, if I pull potassium monophosphate, then salt is going to be pulled from my cells. So whenever you isolate chemistry like these food companies are doing when they processing the foods, you throw your body off of balance and you throw your body out of homeostasis. Whenever you throw the body out of homeostasis, then it have an acidic response. Whenever the body have an acidic response outside of the system to compensate and actually put out the fire when you eat processed food. Notice this too, when you eat these foods, the food is supposed to go inside the middle for absorption. But if the food is already processed and they already extracted all of the minerals, all of the biochemicals and the bioflavonoids and all of these different amino acids that you need to rebuild the chemical makeup or to rebuild the chemical structure, then what are you absorbing? What's the food that you're doing then? You're not just absorbing a damn thing. So you literally are wasting all of your energy, all of your chi, all of your chi, all of your digestive molecular energy, electrical magnetic energy to break down a food that you're not getting shit from. You're not getting anything from it. So now this food breaks down into complex monosaccharides or complex polysaccharides, which means a complex sugar, or it breaks down. You eat processed food, you are eating waste by definition. You're eating the poop from the factories because the factory had everything that's in your digestive system made into a machine to digest and break your food down for you before the food even get packaged and get put inside of your carton. You take this shit, because it's all it is digestive waste now. You take this feces that's wrapped up and look very pretty to the color. They're going to put red in it for your peeing off of your sacral chakra, your root chakra. They're going to put a little yellow in it for it can intensify your solar plexus chakra to make it feel like it's intellectually drawing to you. Go get your mouth watering and all types of shit. This all through the promotion. So they have you sexually addicted to the food, but then you eat the food and you don't get no stimulants from it because there's no vital nutrients in the food because you're eating the processed poop that the factories then took your holistic food and then broke it down into a chemical drug for you to take, and you wonder why you are addicted to these chemicals and you can't stop eating what you eat. Did y'all know glutathione? I mean, when you look at the chemical makeup of this melanin neurotransmitter / hormone, it's actually made to keep you from having an addictive personality. So if you take glutathione and you extract it from the food, then that means you're going to become addicted to the sugar and the salt and the fats that's in the food, and you're not going to even be able to kick it when you need to because they took the very chemical factor that stopped you from being addicted to it in the first place. Like they're playing a scientific game. This is scientific warfare, and this is biochemical warfare that's being waged on the people who don't even see it. They are literally extracting all the things from your food that's going to rebuild your bone structure, that's going to rebuild your ribosome, that's going to rebuild your cells, that's going to bring you high-yielding energy and instrums of energy, energetics, or what we're going to call glucose and fructose, to bring oxygen and vitality and ATP, adenosine triphosphate, to the brain and to the cells, but you can have energy. They're taking all of this stuff out of the food, and they're leaving you with the byproduct of what we're going to call the shit, the byproduct, the poop, the leftovers. Just like you poop out defecation in the toilet because the body didn't need that micro stuff. That macro stuff, the same thing that you eat when you eat your Twinkies, when you eat your sugars, when you eat your breads, when you eat your muffins, when you eat your pizzas, when you eat your hamburgers, when you put your cheese on your hamburgers, when you eat your potato chips, you're eating the actual waste. The waste of the holistic food that you're really supposed to be eating. See that? Ain't that crazy? So now you are becoming processed because whatever you eat break down into these little bitty microbes. These microbes get absorbed by the digestive tract called the duodenum. It goes into the bloodstream and it gets dropped off to the cell. The cell then eats these things, and then amino acids and the sugars that come from these things go to the ribosome. The ribosome takes a pictographic picture of the DNA, and then it births a new cell. So everything you just ate becomes you and make up who you are. So if you eat processed foods, then these processed foods is potentially processing you, because naturally your body is a natural food processor. You're supposed to be the factory breaking down the food. This is supposed to be the food processor, and your mullions actually chewing down on the food, and your salivary glands producing amylose and trypsin, and this liquid is alkaline liquids is breaking down your carbohydrates. Your esophagus got this mucus in there that's going to wrap it up and prepare it for the stomach, for the hydrochloric acid and the pepsin to turn these things into chyme or chyme. Then the chyme go into the duodenum once it passed the cardiac or the caloric sphincter, and then the absorption factor happens. That absorption factor is where all the vital nutrients come from. But if you let them process your food, there's nothing to absorb, because they're going to extract all the things that you need to rebuild your body up out of the food and keep all the bullshit that you're addicted to inside the food. And now, just like that, just like they got us hooked on crack in the 80s, just like they got us hooked on heroin in the early 90s, just like they got us hooked on Percocets and promethazine now in the 2000s, the same way that you have been addicted to these junk foods or these processed foods or these sweet foods that are really bad for your body, but it's giving you that dopamine, the epinephrine, neuroepinephrine high, so you're chasing that dope, you're chasing that high, and it's not doing nothing for your body but robbing you of all the life that you're supposed to be getting from your food. I know that was a lot, y'all. Check this out. This is all food factories, y'all. Custom manufacturing with the holistic food. It used to be holistic, now it has been processed. Your digestive system is supposed to do that. By clinical definition, processed food is a bowel movement. You are eating wrapped up bowel movement made to look like candy, made to look like snacks, made to look like hamburgers, made to look like lamb steaks. You're eating bowel movements. What are you going to do with that? Look at these processed foods. This is a very, very highly advanced technology, or what you would call a replica of the digestive system that comes from a human being. See that? Oh. Oh. So we see cows eat vegetation. Hold on. Cows eat vegetation. So let's just see cows eating vegetation. Let's just see how this works. Let's just see how this works. So we see cows in the field eating what? Is cows eating other cows, y'all? Is cows eating baby chickens and rats? No, cows are eating what? Vegetables and herbs. It's killing us. It's highly complex proteins. So you, since you have been processed by the government, you will see this beautiful living cow, and you will eat the cow instead of eating what the cow eats to get the minerals that the cow ate to get the minerals from. So you'll completely pass up the cow. And look, we're observing the cow. The cow needs to put on lectrotons. That's how big they is. So they eat and voyage and eat greens and vegetables all single day. And the reason why is because greens and vegetables pack so many amino acids, and greens and vegetables pack so many minerals. So the doctor will tell you that you're amino acid deficient and you are mineral deficient. And look, we're talking super old. They can live to be 200 years old. Guess what they eat? Vegan, vegetable, plant-based. So we have the heaviest, which is the elephant, plant-based. We have the strongest, which is the silverback gorilla, plant-based. Then we have the oldest, which is the tortoise or the turtle, plant-based. What are we missing here? What are we missing? How are we not getting this? Oh, because we have been processed. We have been processed because we are eating processed foods. Guess where these cows are getting their protein from? Vegetation, plant-based foods. Guess where you get your so-called protein, processed protein stimulants from? Eating the damn cow. Eating the damn cow. When the cow is getting its holistic chemistry from here. You gotta make it make sense. We have to make these things make sense, family. We gotta make it make sense. So I'm just showing you this to show you the process food and how it's killing us, and how they are isolating chemistry, how they're taking all the phytonutrients out of the food, and how they're taking all of the bioflavonoids out of the food. This is why it behooves us to start growing our own food, building our own community, seed banking organic heirloom seeds, sharing seeds, growing our food, building our own houses, planting our own vineyards, wearing our own clothes. I'm tired of wearing all these name brand clothes. I'm straight throwing all of mine away. I fly out next week to New York to go see my seamstress. I'm getting my all African woman's made. It took a while to get to this point, but we're finally there. We are processed. Wearing processed clothes, eating processed foods, thinking processed thoughts, living a processed life. This shit is artificial. Everything is processed. Everything is fake. We get the shit in of the stick of everything. We get the shit in of the stick of the food. We get the shit in the stick of the clothes. We get the shit in the stick of the houses, public schooling, education, neighborhoods. Ain't y'all tired of getting processed shit? I am. I'm tired of processed things. Let me get some holistic, original, organic things that was created by Yahweh for once in our life. How about that? And how about we only can reach that point when we come together as a collective whole? As a collective whole. I'm tired of processed things, y'all. Processed things. Episode 1. And it's going to be little black children that's hungry and they're protein deficient and they're mineral deficient and they're on a quest to find how to get their minerals and how to get their proteins, and they looked in the field and they seen cows and horses eating their minerals and their proteins, and they went to the minerals. That means they went to the horses and they went to the cows and said, "Cow, what are you eating? How are you getting your minerals and your proteins, cow?" And the cow looked at the grass and say, "Moo, I get it from my plant-based diet. You don't have to eat me, young children. You don't have to tell your mama to come package me up and put me on the grill and burn all of my fucking blood out of my tissues. Guess what? You can eat the same thing that I'm eating, children, which is grass, which is vegetables, which is fruit, which is grains. And you're going to be muscular, you're going to be healthy just like me, because guess what? You're eating from source, and you're not eating meat, which is a byproduct of the source. Sense, and to operate from your biophotons and to activate the light body code frequency when you are eating dense ass, heavy ass, processed, empty ass, byproduct food that we call technically a bowel movement, wrapped in paper that looks sweet, that got some white man name on it, and that's appealing to the eye because they have been propagating and been promoting this shit on every TV station, on every billboard, on every damn radio station, in every store. They got this shit everywhere. Signs up of burgers, dripping. You think symbolically it looks like semen and nut dripping from a vagina, so you sexually stimulated by it? You sexually addicted to your food. You want to have sex with your food, neurological, because you want to get that dopamine and that oxytocin release to make you feel whole, to give you that desired satisfaction feeling, so you're addicted to sugar cane, cocaine. Sweetheart, sweetie, honey bun, sugar pie. You're just so sweet. You're just a gentleman. Oh, you're just so sweet. You addicted to sugar. You want everything to be sweet. Everything around you gotta be sweet. Because you're so addicted to this neurotoxin, this processed sugar. We gotta wake up, family. We gotta wake up. May the 7th, we're gonna be in San Diego, California. Click the link in the bio. Make sure you buy the tickets. The tickets are going fast. We're gonna be in San Diego, California. We're going to be at the World Beat Center with Mama Makita. I'm doing my Risen Black Messiah Alliance conference there, talking about holistic health, healing, freeing the mind, body, and soul. We're going to have herbal giveaways there. We're going to have African dances there. Think important. So you be on potato chips, your good mind be like, I know these potato chips put weight on me. I know these potato chips ain't good for me. That's them damn parasites. They want to eat. They love mucus. They love acidic environment. So to kill those and to break them to good primate, crossing chips. Another one is called Judah Root. Judah Root. All these things are in my trivia. Judah Root. Judah Root. Another one, you have to cleanse out the digestive tract. Cascara Sagrande. Cascara Sagrande. Mix it with a little gravel. That is sweet. That acts as an intestinal broom. That actually sweet that GI tract. To get all that plaque out. Really open up the meridian pathway. Parasitic kit that will flush your whole body out. They will flush your whole entire body out. See that? The guaci chips and hydrangea root breaks up calcification. This breaks up stagnated sugars. This breaks up coagulation and agglomeration. So, make sure that you get you some hydrangea root as well. Hydrangea root as well. All these things are sold on my website. Individual herbs, whether you buy them individually, or all of them are sold in packages. You can actually buy them in packages and kits. 3 bitters, 3 bitters, 3 bitters, 3 bitters. I cannot tell you enough how powerful, how potent, and how active my 3 bitters are. They're saving the world, y'all. And I bullshit you not. Think I'm lying, just look at my story feeds. It's so many people that buy the 3 bitters, so many good healing testimonies and all of those things. The parasite elimination kit is very, very, very good for you as well. Another thing we have to do, we have to start eating fruits in its right state. Food, the definition of food is basically vital nutrients or phytonutrients that you get from your food that bring high vitality and fuel to the cells. Processed food is not feeding the cells high vitality. It's not feeding the cells energetics or nothing like that. It's killing your adrenals. It's putting your kidneys down. It's creating protein and phosphorus acid, uric acid, all types of carbonic acid, lactic acid, phytic acid, sulfuric acid in the body, and it's bringing to your body to a state of acidosis, which is potentially killing you because you constantly want to go through the middleman or either go through the food industry to get your food or go through the animals to get your food instead of going through the natural source that Yahweh created to be.
Day 313. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. Hit the notification button. Day 313, like I always say, we're just getting started. Till next time, Shalom.